The world's very best poker players once again descend on London as we bring you Season 3 of the $1 Million Cash Game. Aggressive, unpredictable and a great reader of his opponents, Patrick Antonius has amassed winnings of almost $3 million and will be looking to make good after that huge loss to Phil Ivey in Season 2. The 2008 WSOPE champion John Juanda has built up nearly $10 million in winnings. A late entry to the table here, he'll certainly be a hard nut to crack. Mike the Mouth Mattisau is certainly that. The most outspoken and volatile player at any table. He will certainly turn up the heat at this one. He had an explosive Season 1 and has a point to prove. Frenchman David Benjamin is a new face at the $1 Million Cash Game, and the former tennis pro is sure to be looking to improve on his already impressive poker record. Better known as Durr, Tom Dwan is an online poker prodigy, still relatively new to live poker. Tom will have his hands full as he sits amongst some of the toughest opposition ever assembled. Phil Hellmuth may have the best CV in poker history, but he joins the $1 Million Cash Game for the very first time. Known as the Poker Brat, sparks are sure to fly with him at the table. Phil Ivey took down a record $800,000 pot in Season 2. Regarded by many as the best player in the world, he'll be a quiet colossus at the table and is no doubt the one to beat. Gus Hansen's the only player to win 4 WPT titles. He'll be looking to make an impact here. Known as the Great Dane, he's won over $7 million to date.
Hello and welcome to the FullTiltPoker.net $1 Million Cash Game from right here in the heart of London. We're nearing the business end of the biggest televised cash game anywhere in Europe, and as a result, time is running out to try and wrestle the profit lead away from a certain Phil Ivey. There's been tough talk and even tougher gamesmanship, and there's plenty more guaranteed in this show as well, as we hand you over to your commentators, Gary Jones and David Tuckman.
Did I do it? That was, by the way, that was the highest Phil Ivey.
Blinds, of course, 300, 600, a straddle of 1,200 from Gus Hansen. Patrick Antonius will be first to act.
12. I'll just look at my hand and fold as usual.
That's the highest number that you ever played?
Yeah.
No, what, 5 or 10? 5? You never played a hand that was straddled higher?
John Juanda looking down and finding ace-10 of clubs.
6,000.
He makes it 6,000.
Pass.
Did you ever play higher than 5-10 no limit? Like, did you ever have a hand where there was...
I mean, I might have been in a hand or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying one hand. I'm saying one hand. Did you ever play a hand that was straddled higher than, 10,000? No? We had some 8,000s in Bellagio a few months ago.
I'm not going to lie,
I know, but I'm saying, I figured you would have bigger. I don't even remember.
Matter of fact, I'm definitely, truly going to be honest. The way this game is playing is absolutely the biggest game I've ever played in.
And 2 4s for Gus Hansen. He's probably going to at least call this.
Probably thinking, is there any value to raising this? Can I take it down pre-flop?
I had to take the last guy. That's tough, isn't it?
I think he might show a lot of respect for John Juanda. I think he'll be happy to see a flop, give himself a chance to flop 3 4s.
6 total, yeah.
If I had like Jet 9...
So, this one is going to be 4 to the flop, 4s, 8s, ace-jack and ace-10. The raiser with the worst hand.
Pot is nearly $25,000.
Jack 10.
Jack 10, 9.
I was thinking, I was kind of looking at it.
Obviously, it's a scary flop for everybody involved, isn't it? And a pretty ugly flop for Gus Hansen.
I was going to say, it's not too scary for Gus. I think he's going to know his hand's worth absolutely nothing.
It's pretty crazy.
Of course, it looks like an up and down straight for Phil Ivey. But if a queen comes, he might be scared of a king.
Of course, it's a raised pot. Somebody could have king, queen already. Now, Hellmuth comes out and bets right away.
Call.
And he bets 13,000. We get a call from Phil Ivey.
Pass.
Oh, we should have done the straddle this time.
Hansen gone.
I would have been more than happy to stick
Pass.
Pardon me, it's actually a $9,000 bet from Hellmuth.
7.
Wow, what a 7.
Well, that's the card you want. Like you said, you didn't want to see the queen, but you definitely want to see that 7. It's a great card for Phil Ivey.
But Phil Helmuth checked it.
And Ivey cannot lose this pot. He can only chop it up, and that's if he hits a set of 8s.
It's not really the kind of board you're going to like Ace-Jack that much with, is it? Let's be honest.
Not much you can beat out there.
30,000.
You could beat a 10-queen, something like that. Phil's calling with a pair and an up and down straight.
Well, Ivey bets. He doesn't mess around when he bets. Bets just over $25,000. Now, Helmuth has the ace of diamonds in his hand, so might it be less likely that Ivey's making this play with a flush draw?
Yeah, I think that's probably true, but there are so many straight draws out there, so many kind of half-connected hands. He might feel his Ace-Jack is still good.
We obviously know better. And Phil Helmuth's nightmare continues.
And his problem is, if he thinks he's in front, if he thinks he's got Phil Ivey on a draw, he could move all in here. He's only got 100,000, and that would make the size of the pot 100,000 if he just calls the 30. I could almost forgive him making all 3 plays. Of course, the problem with the all-in, he's only ever going to get called if he's behind. Having said that, I suppose a 10-queen of diamonds would probably call him.
This hand is just oozing with analysis. Pot is $73,000.
All right, I'm all in.
$30,000 for Helmuth to call.
All in.
Well, he's announced all in.
He's all in. Ivey nods his head. He calls this.
That's good.
And Helmuth needs an 8. Or he is going busto again. Oh, and what a look.
What do you want me to do? I can't believe he can have it every time against me.
Scary butt though for Ace-Jack.
What do you want me to do, John? I mean, this guy's been so lucky against me in my life, I can't even take it.
Boom. That is not the 8.
He deserves it.
And Phil Ivey wins another pot.
He deserves it. Give me 100.
Welcome back to the FullTiltPoker.net $1 million cash game. It is the largest cash game to be televised anywhere in Europe. So we'll hand you straight back to your commentators, Gary Jones and David Tuckman.
You shouldn't feel bad. I mucked King Queen pre-flop and flop came 9-10 Jack that hand, so I don't want to hear anything.
Doesn't matter, whatever. Just if you see someone, tell them.
You deserve it. I mean, what do you want from me?
Oh, it's on me.
I just hope when
Is
the
this a
pots mean
straddle?
something that he doesn't run this good.
Cool.
Scary, man. I mean, so scary.
1,200 to Tom Dwan.
6.
Exactly.
Well, David Benjamin mixing it up a little, just flat calling with his ace-king. Tom Dwan raising it up with queens. And Phil Helmuth possibly steaming a little, calling on the button.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely possible.
Trying to see a flop with the 10-9 of clubs, trying to get something to work for him.
And he's down $300,000.
26 total.
And a re-raise from David Benjamin to 26,000. This pot could get huge.